weight that pulls me down. Every breath begins to shake under choices that I made. The sky is cracking into black. There's no way to turn it back, and I feel it take control. Don't let me fall into the void. Hold me where I still have a voice. Stay before I fade away, lost inside the dark decay. Don't let me fall into the void. Hold me where I still have voice. Fragments drifting through the air, broken pieces everywhere. Every second slips away, fading into shades of gray. If I face the truth tonight, will it bring me back to light, or just show me what I've lost? Every line and every cost. Now I'm standing in between all I was and would have been, and there's nothing left to Nocturne echoes slowly fade. All the light begins to break. Every trace is falling through. All that's left reminds of you, and the dark consumes it all. Through the neon veil I run, chasing shadows, chasing one. I was silent in the storm, fractured hearts that can't transform. But the night revealed the key, buried deep inside of me. Every color starts to break, every chain begins to shake. In the silence I can feel something brighter, something real. Neon veil around, neon veil around. 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 Neon veil a chasing shadows, chasing one. Can you feel me through the static? Hearts aligning, worlds apart. Every moment fades to blue when I reach but can't reach you. Through the glass you disappear, but your voice still lingers here. We're tethered by invisible threads, like a dream I never left. Though the stars are in between, you still echo in my breath. We're a pulse between two worlds, spinning fast but never heard. You're the spark I can't contain. In the silence call my name. Even when the night divides, I still feel you deep inside. We're a pulse, you and me, caught in timeless energy. I chase shadows through the haze, every path a phantom blaze. But your light won't fade away, guides me through the break of day. Time can't steal the way you stay. Every heartbeat marks your name. Though the distance makes it blur, I still feel just who we were. We're a pulse between two worlds, spinning fast but never heard. You're the spark I can't contain. In the silence call my name. Even when the night divides, I still feel you deep inside. We're a pulse, you and me, caught in timeless energy. No map, no rules, no gravity, still you find your way to me. Across dimensions, space and time, you're the rhythm in my mind. In the pulse I hear your call, even when we lose it all. Between the stars and sky so wide, we'll keep dancing, you and I.
Your voice still lingers in the air, a ghost of moments we once shared. We were fire, we were rain, beauty tangled up in pain. But every ending lights a spark that guides us through the fading dark. I see the road, it's glowing wide. The past can't hold what's left inside. Beneath electric skies I'll find my way through the colors that the night won't fade. Every heartbeat leads me home, even if I walk alone. Your shadow fades into the dawn, but still the world keeps moving on. I let the city lights embrace the parts of me you couldn't face. Now every ending lights a spark that guides me through the fading dark. I see the road, it's glowing wide, and nothing's left for me to hide. Beneath electric skies I'll find my way through the colors that the night won't fade. Every heartbeat leads me home, even if I walk alone. Beneath electric skies I'm born again, in the echoes of what might have been. I'll be stronger, I'll survive. Beneath electric skies tonight. The rain will fall, but I won't drown. I'll wear the storm like a shining crown. And when the lightning paints the sky, I'll spread my wings, I'll learn to fly.
Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you're all doing fantastic. We are back at it again with a bit more of this Dungeon Master Stitch. So this is the 5th one in the bunch that I'm making. Pulling up my pattern real quick. This will be for our DM of our game that we're playing. It's a Vecna campaign. We play about once a month, and yeah, that's it. We're just gonna keep going. Let me check. Oh, I don't know if I marked the stitches yesterday. Oh, sugar. Give me 1 second. I gotta double check. 410, 627. What is 627 minus 410? Math. 627 minus 41. 41. I can math. Okay, 270. That's what I thought. I didn't mark it yesterday, so. 217. Grab a quick that. Add. Oh, let me edit this one because this was yesterday's numbers. All right. All right, so right now it's saying our goal in order to meet the deadline that I've picked of 7:14, I need to do 204 stitches a day. So that's what we're aiming for right now. Of course, I will get actually more time to stitch later tonight, but let's see. How's everybody Thursday going? I hope you're doing well. Might actually have to take my socks off. I'm very warm. Turn the music up a little bit for you guys. Oh, that's not too loud for you. You can still hear me okay. Nudge it down just a bit, I think, actually. There we go. Should be good. We'll make sure you guys can hear the music and hang out, relax. Let's see what we got.
Soft light breaking through the haze, shadows drifting into space. Quiet pulse begins.
toasty in my office right now. I think for this color, we're almost halfway through with it, because I think there was about 1,200 stitches of this particular color. And we have 573 left, so I think there's a little over 1,200. But yeah. And that we're sitting at 10.91% at the moment on this overall piece, or overall on this piece. So 10% in 2 days is pretty good, I think. I've given myself, like I said, till the 14th. I just started this on Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday this week. I think it was Tuesday. So we're cruising right along. If I do 10% every 2 days, that's only 20 days. So that gives me some wiggle room. But I did mention that I am busy kind of tomorrow and a bunch over the weekend. So I probably won't get as much progress as I normally would on the weekend and such, just because I will be running around doing stuff. We're doing, tomorrow I'm taking my son to a friend's house and we're gonna go swimming. And then on Saturday we're doing the Anime Festival Orlando. And Sunday is Father's Day, so we'll see what that looks like. Because who knows? At the moment, we have nothing planned. And if you're just lurking, I appreciate it. I hope you're doing awesome. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for stopping in. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, that's right. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer. I am not a pro by any stretch of the imagination. I'm mostly self-taught. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and just tried and have gotten where I got. If you're curious, excuse me, get some water. If you're curious about the pattern, exclamation point project will get you the link to the Etsy store where I got these patterns from. Welcome in. Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well. I think I'm actually gonna switch and do side to side now to go down. Yeah. Do-do. Welcome. Just chugging along on this guy here. Come on. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I actually didn't stay up too late, but I did have a hard time falling asleep. So, I'm feeling it a little this morning. Plus, my son came in at 4 a.m. saying he was having a hard time sleeping. So he cuddled up in bed with me, and of course that messed with my sleep for a bit. Having a tiny, very warm little space heater next to you. But I was way too tired to move him out. Welcome in, Rocky Robin. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Well, come on in. I'm just working on a cross stitch exclamation point pattern. We'll get you a link to the Etsy store where it has the patterns. This is the Dungeon Master one. Oh! Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I hope you got it. I hope you got it. I've been job hunting for coming up on 9 months. And I know the feeling once that anticipation sucks. But I hope you got it. I hope it's an amazing offer. And if it's not, I hope you're able to counter offer and get exactly what you want out of it. 'cause job hunting is butts. Don't sweat. You've done everything you can up to this point as well, so it's on them to make the decision. And you did your best, and now they have to make the right call and accept you. Is it a full-time, part-time position, or is it a contract? If you don't mind my asking, of course. But yeah, I definitely know that, especially when you're waiting and waiting and they say, oh, we should have an answer by X day, and then 2 weeks later you still haven't heard anything. And then you reach out and they're like, oh yeah, we went with somebody else. You're like, well, you couldn't have told me? Like, thanks. Wow. Harsh? But I hope. Full time, I believe, depending on my performance, they might give me less hours more. So. Oh, nice. Hey. That's awesome, though, that you got something possibly lined up to go, because it's hard to come by right now. I think I filled out another, 3 applications this morning. So we'll see if anything comes of any of those. But I get it. I did fill out a job the other day for a Wizards of the Coast job, so we'll see. I don't have high hopes, but I was like, you can't, like, you make, was it 0% of the shots you don't take or whatever it is? So I was like, I might as well try. But welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. Yeah, it's a rough time out there if you're in the searching realm. But welcome in. I hope you're doing great. I hope you get the job. And if not, something better will come along. That's what I keep telling myself. That something better is bound to come along, and that's why I didn't get the one. So, I am Jade Vala. I'm a variety streamer. I have been doing more creative than gaming lately, as I sort of get back into the streaming realm. I used to stream a while ago. Then I had a kid, so I took a little break. I did it a little bit, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, briefly. And then I think I just got overwhelmed with like work and all that, having a kid stuff. So I took another break, and now I'm trying to get back into it again and see if I can at least use it to fill some of the time that, between looking and everything. Yesterday I did stream a game called Find 100 Ducks and Blast Them, which was just like this goofy little free game on Steam I found that you literally go around and you find little squeaky rubber ducks and shoot them. It was fun. It was cute. And then I did some stitching. I have a background in graphic design, so I sometimes might do some painting or some drawing. I've done miniatures. My husband has several 3D printers, a CNC machine, a laser. Yeah, they're like, okay. A laser cutter. So we've got all the toys here. Let's see, 2. Sorry, counting, man. It's hard. So I've, we dabble in all those things. And then I do cross stitch. Occasionally I might do embroidery. and other things of that sort. Do you also stream, Rocky Robin? And if you do, what do you stream? Do you have a regular schedule? Tell us a little bit about yourself if you don't mind. Because I used to have a really, really awesome, fun little community group of us. But since several of us have had kids, a couple people have moved, that community has gone a little quiet. So I was like, let's see if I can find more people. Let's make friends. So hello, new friend. Other than crafting and stuff, I do enjoy, I'm a big fan of tabletop gaming. So D&D, I also really enjoy a lot of other systems. Cypher system is one of my favorite systems to use, including like Numenera, mainly games. I do stream when I'm not busy. Ooh, what are your top 3 casual games you like to play? Because I also like the casual games. House Flipper, Car Mechanic Simulator. I like 7 Days to Die, but I put it on like the God mode or whatever, so I can just kind of like fly around and like shoot zombies and build whatever I want. Minecraft. Yay! I'm glad you love it. I've had some people come in who are like, I played it and I hated it. I'm like, well, what did you hate about it? Was it the people or the game? Because both of those can be changed to make it an experience that you would enjoy. I tell people who've like played it and hated it, you know, like, what are you into? Because there's almost every fandom out there is a tabletop game for. You know, so if it was the setting, let's see what might pique your interest more. If it was the table, you have to find a different group. You know, give it a try with another 1 or 2 groups. But I love some D&D. We are currently crime scene cleaner, nice, house flipper. So Supermarket Simulator, is it? I've been playing Supermarket Together, but I saw Supermarket Simulator also, and I was like, maybe. But I've been playing a lot of Supermarket Together. My son really enjoys watching me run around whack people with the broom. He's 5, so. And I don't know Paralives. I'm not. Is that new one that's kind of sim-like that's recently come out? I feel like I've heard of it. I say sim-like The Sims, sim-like. Okay, yeah. Got it. Nice. Yeah, I'm on a hold on buying any new games. I can only play free ones or ones that I've already purchased because Okay. So I haven't played Sims since I think Sims 2? Maybe Sims 3? I might have played some Sims 3. It's one of those ones where I will play it. I play it very hard for like 3 days and then move on. I don't know why. It's just something that it holds like the most intense concentration for a very short time for me. I like it, but for some reason I just never get back to it. And I don't know why. It's always been that way. Like I'll pick it up every so often, reinstall it. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So if you typically do stream games and things, how, if you don't mind my asking, I heard that. I didn't see the notification. Oh, thank you for the follow. I just got the notifications showing up. Thank you. I appreciate it. How did you find my stream? Like, what made you click on it? I'm always curious, like, how people stumble into this area. Uh-oh, hold on. I did that row. I'm on this row. I can count, I swear. 1, skip 2, 1, skip 2, 1, skip 2, and 1. There we go. Yeah, because I find, like, I tend to go for either games that I like playing or other crafters. You know, people streaming something similar to what I might stream. Awesome. Well, welcome. I'm glad that caught your eye. Sorry, it's a little boring looking at the moment. I promise these are actually very pretty. This is the 5th one in the group I'm making for our table. So I finished this one the other day, which is the cleric. If you do !project, it will show the patterns. Some of these patterns are a little different color-wise because I customized the color schemes for the characters they represent. So this player is a cleric, sorcerer, wizard, multi-class. She's kind of our fixer job person, so she gets us our roles. This one is for the artificer. It's actually my husband playing this. And he is playing an artificer. I don't remember what. He's some kind of elf. But he's basically Iron Man, which is color scheme. Bonked my camera. So he's went with the Iron Man scheme colors. This one is for our barbarian. This one I actually didn't change. I don't think any of the colors on this one. I felt it fit. So he is a sort of like a rager barbarian. He grows when he rages. So he can go from, I think he's medium size normally. He's either medium or small normally, and he goes to large or huge when he rages. So he gets jumbo. He's a little bird guy, and his name is Pebs when he's little, and then, oh shoot, what is it when he's middle? I think Talos is the big version, and I don't remember the middle version. I think it starts with a C. But yeah, so we have a barbarian. This is one of our bards. We have 2 bards in our party. This one is a Dampier. Oh, no worries. ! Project. 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 Yeah, and that should pull up the Etsy link for where I purchased them. So yeah, I modified the palettes. So this one is the bard. He's basically our HR of the group, but he's a Dampier, which is the vampire sort of racial features. And so I went with like the very kind of Dampier tones, I guess. And I don't remember his college off the top of my head because him and the other bard are from different colleges. But yeah, those are the ones I've completed. And then the current one is the Dungeon Master one. I will say the patterns are very well done. If they are something that you like, as somebody who's done a variety of different patterns, these ones are very easy to follow and very easy to read. So I'd say they're a good beginner. They are a little bit big. They are anywhere from about 4,500 to this one's 5748 stitches. So I am stitching on slightly smaller size fabric, which is why they're a little bit smaller. But I think the 14 count, they would be like 8 inches, I think. Yep. Oh, nice. I've only played a wizard a couple of times. I think like 2 or 3. I think I've played just about every class except Artificer at this point. At least 1 or 2 times. But I've played, I think Paladin, Warlock, and Rogue are my favorites. They're definitely up there. Paladin, I think, is my favorite. Followed very, very close by Rogue and Warlock. But yeah, if you've never done cross-stitch, there are some kits you can pick up from like Michael's, Walmart, things like that they're very small. So like this guy's really small. I think he was like 90 stitches or something. It's very like a tiny guy. This was my first ever cross-stitch I did, you know, several years ago. I want to say like 2022. Oh, nice. Love it. Love it. It's always fun when you're like, I would like to do this thing, and your DM's like, oh, okay, I was not expecting that. Sure. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, we occasionally come off with bonkers tactics. So I'm counting real quick. I know we did one area we were supposed to like fight all the way down to like this like lower levels and basically just fight our way through, do a boss fight, and then, you know, get back out. Instead, we went in and instead our cleric, sorcerer, wizard cast I think it's Arcane Eye, which is like this little invisible eye that she can like see through. Navigated down to where, you know, found where we needed to go, and then because the way I think it's Arcane Gate works, you have to be able to see the spot. So because she could see through the eye, she was able to then cast Arcane Gate. So we just basically teleported into like the final boss fight, did what we had to do, and then hopped back out as best we could. It was quite chaotic. Quite chaotic. I'm assuming you're playing 5th edition, right? Also, yeah, never expect the players to drink a thing you give them. No. That would be silly. So silly. Okay. I guess, are you, when you do stuff, do you do like an action, a bonus action, a reaction? Like you say, like, for my action, I'm going to do an attack or whatever. And then you have movement. And there's advantage and disadvantage, because that's all 5th edition. I've been playing since 3.5. Okay, yeah, you're probably playing 5th edition. That's more common. 4th edition wasn't super common. It uses like major and minor attacks and actions, so slightly different terminology, and mechanically worked a little bit different. And then 3.5 was its own beast, so you might be using also the new revamped one that's like 5.5 / the 2024 edition that just came out in, you guessed it, 2024. I think it was 2024. It must have been. Which they tweaked some stuff, but it's still, I think, pretty similar to 5th edition. We have the have the player's handbook. I have not read it. I have actually been more focused on a lot of other like non-D&D games of late. On Tuesdays, we play a game called Mothership, which is a sci-fi horror. Oh, you should definitely take it as a compliment. Always a compliment. Your kid's a rock. Yeah, it's funny because our current DM for this campaign is one of my friends and her husband. And I remember, probably back in like 2010, maybe 2011, somewhere in there. My now husband, boyfriend at the time, was out of town for a weekend. So I had her and her boyfriend, now husband at the time, over. And I was like, hey, have you guys ever played D&D? And they're like, no, what is D&D? Like, tell us more. Like, we know that it's a game, but that's kind of all we know. And I didn't have any D&D sheets on me, but I had, at the time, we had some Star Wars Saga, which is basically 3.5 edition in Star Wars, because it's back before 5th edition really came out. 4th edition had come out, but nobody was super into it. Or I wasn't super into it, I should say. So I peddler style slid the character sheets. It was like my character sheet and my husband's character sheet from the game we were playing with some other friends. And I was like, okay, so I know you guys are really into Star Wars. Let me explain it to you using Star Wars, because it's very similar, but it would be fantasy if we did D&D. And so I did like very spur of the moment, super impromptu. I'd never DM'd before. Little super mini one shot using, I had them using our characters, and they were hooked. I was like, yes, welcome to the dark side. And yeah, we've been playing pretty much since. And my friend, she ran a campaign. A bunch of us did a podcast for a while. What else did we do? Yeah, we play every year almost. We try to have like a big, we call it Christmas campaign, where we get together and do like potluck, gift exchange, and one big like all day one shot session that's like, holiday themed. So it's fun. It's a good time. Yeah, I would have been sad if they didn't, but I understand. I said, I think the group you play with also makes a big difference. Because some of the earlier games I played in, I loved the concept, I loved the flexibility, and I liked everything about it. But I may not have liked one or two players at the table for various reasons. So it just was like, never felt great. Like, for a one-shot, that's fine. But if you're going to do a campaign with people, like, you want to have a genuinely good time, hanging out with those people. And when we have somebody new who might be interested, we always have them come in. We give them, like, one little character to kind of, toddle around with for a bit. Feel out their vibes. Let them feel out our vibes and see if it's a good fit before we say, okay, roll up a character like you genuinely want to play now. We'll help you build them out and then go from there. And that's why our game now that we're playing, this Vecna game, has 9 players plus the GM. So there's 10 players, or 10 people total. It's a big old group. Most sessions we are missing maybe 1 or 2 people, just because the way this particular campaign is written, you can kind of come and go, which is nice. That is awesome. Beautiful. We love it. Yeah, it's a mix between when things go really, really well, it's fun, or when things go really, really bad, it's fun. I think both ends of the spectrum lend to a good time. Anything that's just kind of like everything is working out okay, but nothing's like super great or super bad is like, it's fun, but it could be more fun. Yeah, I'm currently, for this game, I'm playing the Heron Gone Phantom Rogue. So she's a little, like, rabbit person Phantom Rogue. So she's very, like, not obsessed with death, but she's very comfortable with death. And spirits, the afterlife, kind of that whole realm. And they could use their death magic, I guess you could say, to kind of capture little pieces of people as they're dying and like create these tokens, and then I can use those tokens to like do other stuff, like talk to the dead and get some answers, or do like turn into a spirit briefly and kind of float around, ghost walk ability. But she's also, because she's a rogue, she's straight up klepto, but it's klepto because, like, the challenge and the lulls. She doesn't really care how much stuff costs or how much it's worth. Like, it's not like, ooh, that ring is worth a lot. It's more like, that ring has 5 guards on it. Can I get it? You know, so it's fun playing her because, like, I'm all for stealing stuff and giving it away. I don't care about, like, keeping it for my own personal gain or anything. It's more just like, yeah, I stole that. You didn't even see it coming. What? So we've had some fun times with that. So how long have you been playing D&D for? And yeah, we've played for a while, so I have played, like I said, the quite a few of characters of various combinations. I think one of my most, how to word this, defective characters was so his name was literally I don't know if it's gonna pick up, but which is whistle click click. Basically, you whistle and then click your tongue twice. Because he was a Aarakocra, however you say it. Gotcha. Yeah. I rolled everything for him, and I got garbage stats. So I think I went with a wizard. I think it was either a wizard or a sorcerer. But it didn't really matter what I had played because my stats were so bad. I rolled utter garbage. And it was hilarious though, because the thing we played against wound up being a purple worm. And they're effectively blind, but they use like tremor sense or blind sense, one of those. I think it's tremor sense. And I was flying, so it didn't even know I was there. And I was like, haha, I can attack you. Pew pew. So it was an interesting session. Play smarter, not harder, I guess. So are you with a consistent group now? Because hopefully you found like an awesome group that you have like a consistent group to play with and build that friendship. Because it's as much about the friends you find along the way as the adventures. And the loot. We like loot. And do you play in person or have you been playing online? All right, now we're gonna tie this off and move to down here. Yeah, it's funny, the friend I'm seeing this weekend was actually in my the first group I ever played in back in 2005 with the guy I was dating. It was one of his friends. And there you go. But yeah, I still joke with him sometimes about it. We're seeing him this weekend, actually. But back in 2005, I was dating a guy, and he's like, hey, there's some of us getting together to play D&D. I think you'd be down for it. You know, come on and play. So I was like, all right. So I think I rolled up like a rogue or something. I don't even know. This was back in 3.5. No idea what I'm doing. I showed up. Of course, it's like 5 guys and me. And this other guy, David, was there, and he was like, I just remember thinking he was like the most obnoxious kid I'd ever met. He was a couple years, I think he was like a year or two younger than us. And I just remember thinking he was like so dumb. And then I don't even know how it happened, but we wound up like being friends, and he was actually one of our groomsmen at our wedding when I married my husband. So it's weird how things work out. 3, 4, 5, 60. So 50, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so if you have, so there's a couple different ways you could do it. Libraries work great. You can always try. Sometimes I obviously don't know how old you are, but sometimes there's geeky bars. Like we had a couple by us. We had one called Ready Player One. We had one, Gods and Monsters, that has a bar kind of in the back of it. Sometimes those places will let you put up a flyer, or have people who have put up flyers saying that they're looking for players. I will say it's easier to find a place at a table when you're looking, like when you look for a DM looking for players, than it is to find the DM. Just because if you say I'm looking for a DM, you're only going to get somebody coming that says DM. But yeah. Okay, gotcha. I'm down. I'm near Orlando, so I know by us we have several like arcade themed bars and gaming themed bars. Keep an eye out on like sometimes Facebook pages too are a good way. If you have like a local, what do you call it? Like a local social group for, you know, I think like the one here is like Orlando Girls Social. Sometimes you can find groups that way, like posting there, hey, I want to play. Is anybody able and willing to like DM? And also make it clear up front what you're looking for as well. Like that you are looking for D&D 5e. You're looking for either like a short campaign, which is like 5 to 10 sessions, a long campaign, which can span years, a one-shot, you know. Sorry, I used to run a program for kids through the library teaching them all about D&D and gaming. And we did everything from, you know, like how to be a player and like the mechanics to how to be a GM and do table management skills and public speaking, basically. So these are tips we would give them. You know, if you're looking for a group, here's how to find them. I also would say, if you do find some people interested in DMing, vibe check them to make sure that they're on board with like whatever you're looking for. Because there are some DMs who want to, how to phrase this, they want to tell a very particular story. And as the player, you don't have as much agency as you might like, versus DMs who are like, I have some bullet points. Let's see where this goes. And then everything in between. I'm more towards the bullet point DM. Like, I might have a story sort of laid out with plot points and a handful of bullet points to roll through. But I give the players a ton of agency. So just making sure everybody has like the same expectations is always good. But that's awesome. I'm glad more people are getting into the hobby now, to be honest. I love it. Yeah. I mean, you might be able to go to like a couple local gaming stores and find something pretty quick and easy. Many gaming stores will have like the Adventure League stuff. I think they still call it that. So it's like a little bit more structured play. There are there's like an online tracking system for it, so you can track the progress of your character kind of through these different tiers and stuff. And then they'll say on it, you know, oh, like this adventure, we'll just say it's like Adventure 1 unlocks Adventures 2, 3, and 4. Like, you have to do 1. And then the next time they have it running again, they usually will post, like, we're running these 10 different 10 adventures. And you have to be registered. You have to have your character, like, they track it for you, but also you can track it. And so say like, oh, if you want to play game number 2, you have to have done game number 1. You've done it, check. And then you can do 1 and 2. And then you can do 1, 2, 3. And so you can keep track of which like modules you've done. And it's a good way to like meet other people as well. Like, you might go to that, do that a handful of times, and then meet a bunch of people who have a game going or want to get a game going, kind of their own space that's outside of Adventure League. Yeah, I haven't done Adventure League since 4th edition. Yeah, of course. And if you don't want any more advice, just be like, I'm good, thank you. We're actually going in, I don't think I went far enough. I didn't. In the end of July, beginning of August is Gen Con. And we're going again this year, so we've got all our tickets and stuff. I'm excited. No worries. Yeah, we're so Gen Con is in Indianapolis. It's a huge gaming convention for board games, card games, trading card games, tabletop games, LARPing, all sorts of stuff gaming related. They do have, I think it's some video games, but it's primarily geared towards tabletop gaming and board and card games. miniature figures, all that kind of stuff. So we've got our tickets for that. We're super hyped to go again this year. And I am going to be playing... What games am I playing? I know I'm going to play a couple board games this year. I'm also going to play... I think I have a Malifaux Learn to Play session booked. We're doing a escape room one of the days. There's a game, I don't think I got the 3 raccoons in a trench coat, but I think I got the 3 possums one. I'd have to double check. Wanted Wombats is a game I'll be playing. It's a really good chance to like try out a whole bunch of new games. So we'll be doing all that. And that's the last weekend of July. But imagine, like, I think they had 72,000 unique attendees last year. So 72,000 of your new best friends. It's a lot of fun. We have, this year we've booked a giant Airbnb, and there are 7 of us staying in the house. So we'll be doing that. We've got our van booked, because we're getting one big giant SUV van thing, something to truck around in for the couple days, the 4 days. Something knotted back here. Get out of here, Knot. What are you doing? Sorry, I got a knot. I get it, man. I've been trying to find some as well. It's hard out there as an adult. If you're not making friends through work, you gotta like actually try. Especially once you're like out of college and stuff. Oof. Gotta be like the creeper at the library who you're like, hey, I see you looking at all these fantasy books. Wanna be friends? Yeah? I'm doing eyebrow wiggles. I know you can't see, but You can't get friends without eyebrow wiggles, right? Yeah, we had a pretty good group of friends, and they've all kind of been scattering and moving. We're all still close enough. Like I said, we meet once a month and play D&D, but nobody's like super close anymore, distance-wise. The guys have like a guys' night. Oh yeah, you have to. How else are they gonna know you want to be friends if you don't wiggle your eyebrows? But yeah, the guys have like their Thursday nights as guys' night, so a bunch of them get in a call and play video games or whatever. And then we have our big game on once a month, and then we do miscellaneous other things kind of every so often. But yeah, I've been trying to find some more close friends again, because I've got, you know, oh, that reminds me. Oh, my neighbor texted me. What did she need? Do you have a water phone? I have a dry sack. Once it's in, can't use it. Okay, she's asking if they have if I have like a dry sack or something. So I'm gonna have to run and give her that if she wants our. We have a dry sack, and we also have like a case that waterproof latches. Like I said, we're near Orlando. She's probably trying to figure out if they're gonna go out on I think they have a stand-up paddle boat And there's a lake in our neighborhood. So you might be planning to go out on that with the kids or something. But yeah, as far as like friends go, it's really hard making friends as an adult with responsibilities and life. I'll have to see if she responds. I might also take a little break. I've been going for about an hour. I know it says an hour, 15 minutes, but I have a 15-minute startup timer. I remember being on the bus at college. So there was like I lived off site, and there was the bus that took you, onto campus and everything. And then, I remember being on the bus, and so many times I would like see somebody sitting nearby and just be like, hey, I like your shirt. That looks like it's a D&D reference, or that's a Final Fantasy reference. Do you like games? I like games. Let's be friends. It didn't work out every time, obviously, but I tried. Yeah, nice. Of all my friends from middle and high school, now mind you, I turned 40 next year, so I'm a little bit older. It's been a while since I've been even in college. I graduated in 2011. But yeah, it's my friends from middle school. I'm trying to think. I think I'm in touch with one. Just one. And she lives about 2.5 or 3 hours away. And then high school, I'm still in touch with, let's see, Scott, Sarah, 2 friends, and then so 2 friends. One of those friends is actually an ex-boyfriend. And then I'm also in touch with one of my ex-boyfriend's parents still, who we're still friends with. When I go back into town, I see them and hang out with them and stuff. But again, the ex-boyfriend, he lives in California. And then my other friend and then the ex-boyfriend's parents, they live like 3 hours away. Otherwise, I am not friends like with any of them still. Which reminds me, I need to message my one friend. I had a dream about one of our other friends last night. It was weird. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's be 7 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 7. All right, cool. Okay, just triple checking all my counts. Make sure I'm still in the right realm of stuff. I will finish this line real quick, and then I'll probably take a little break. Get some more water, stretch, maybe grab a little snacky snack, and then be back. Because like I said, I've been going about an hour. And it's about that time, eh? Boink, 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 boink. I don't even know what time it is. 1:18, okay. I'm like, what time is it? What time are things? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a short little breaky break. I will be back in probably within 15 minutes, but I don't know, it depends on what I feel like eating. But I'll leave you guys with some musics. Here's where we're at. The goal today is to get to 204 total stitches, at least. And we have done 133. So we're doing fine on stitching and getting there. That will keep me on track to get this piece completed by July 14th, which is just like a self-imposed goal that I picked. I basically, when I started, I give myself about 4 weeks to try to finish it. Of course, I am not working right now, so I can spend a little extra time stitching on it when I want. And yeah, I will be back shortly.
This is my dream exit, where I feel but don't exist, where the sky is a moving wall, and I never have to fall. I can float and disappear, leave behind the ache and fear. You won't find me where I went. I'm safe in my dream exit. Memory is folding thin. I forget just where I've been, but the weight slips off my spine. In this sleep I redesign, and the dark becomes my skin. Every breath a place within. I don't beg for morning's grace when the night holds my escape. This is my dream exit, where I feel but don't exist, where the sky's a moving wall, and I never have to fall. I can float and disappear, leave behind the ache and fear. You won't find me where I went. I'm safe in my dream exit. No alarms, no open eyes, just a hush where I reside. And if I never wake again, at least I found the end. Curtains rise, but I stay still, wrapped inside this hidden will. Don't come searching, don't forget, I'm alive in my dream exit.
Gray light falling through the air, empty silence everywhere, shadows stretching far too wide. There's no place left here to hide. I feel the distance settling in. I walk through echoes of your voice, in every memory I can't avoid. The air still holds the shape of you in everything I try to do. The nights feel longer than before, each second heavier than more. I try to gather what remains, but it dissolves like summer rain. Every word we left behind, still repeating in my mind. And all the warmth we used to know feels like somewhere I can't go. The silence grows, it pulls me in, a quiet war beneath my skin. Every breath begins to break under all I couldn't say. The sky is fading into gray, the light is slipping far away, and I can't seem to hold it now. Don't let me fade into the dark. sense of a distant past. Every shadow feels so close, like a ghost I almost know. If I could turn the time again, would we break or would we bend? Would the silence still remain, or just echo back the pain? Now I'm standing in between all we were and what we've been, and there's nothing left to hold. Hollow skies above my head, every word we never said, drifting slowly out of view. All that's left reminds of you, and the silence stays with me. Neon sparks across the sky, engines of the dawning night. Every shadow falls behind as the future comes alive. I can feel the storm begin. The pavement shakes beneath my stride, a rising force I cannot hide. Every breath a pulse of flame, every step a louder claim. The sky expands in electric blue, 1,000 paths are breaking through. The pressure turns to burning light, fueling every step I fight. The rhythm drives the night away, a brighter edge begins to stay. The world accelerates in sound and lifts my feet above the ground. The tension builds inside the beat, a thunder racing through my feet. Every heartbeat sparks the fire, pulling everything up higher. The air begins to crack with light, the moment climbs into the height. The drop is waiting in the sky. Run until the stars ignite, push beyond the edge of the light. Feel the thunder in your veins, turn the fire into gain. Run until the stars ignite, push beyond the edge of the static flashes through the air, power rising everywhere. Every spark becomes a guide, lighting up the endless ride. Through the surge I find the way, turning night into the day. Every limit falls apart when the fire fills the heart. Every mile begins to show strength I never used to know. Now the skyline opens wide, Nova fire in the sky. Every doubt is burning high. What began as silent flame, now the world will know the name. And the light keeps racing on. Electric in the air, can you feel the hum? Signals breaking through where the silence comes. We were sparks in a storm, just noise and light. Waves crashing loud in the endless night. Tried to speak, but the world just drowned it out. Still I knew what your eyes were screaming about. Underneath the static, I hear your soul. Between the glitches, we're taking control. We're distortion, lost in the crowd. But I feel you clear like a melody, rising through the chaos, you're calling to me. Where hearts in the static don't fade away, let the rhythm guide us through the gray. Hearts in the static. We won't panic, even when the screen's gone black and blind. I remember the code that we left behind. Echoes of you still race through my mind. In every frequency, you're what I find. Underneath the static, I hear your soul. Between the glitches, we're taking control. We're hearts in the static, beating out loud, dancing in distortion, lost in the crowd. But I feel you clear like a melody, rising through the chaos, you're calling to me. We're hearts in the static, don't fade away, let the rhythm guide us through the gray. No map, no line, no perfect sound, but we're still here, we're safe and found. In every broken bit I feel the spark, your signals burning through the dark. Hearts in the static, alive and true. No noise can break what I found in you.
Lights across the sky collide, pulling me to where you hide.
Every distance feels erased when I'm lost inside your gaze. Stars align, the night's alive. We were written in the skies. Gravity can't pull me down when your voice is all I found. I'm weightless, I'm infinite, caught inside your orbit.
Burning constellations blazing through the night. Every spark between us setting hearts alight. We're a fire in the dark, never fading slow. In your arms I finally know. Burning constellations lighting up the air. Every breath reminds me you were always there. We're a story written bold across creation, lost in burning constellations.
Every moment feels so near, even when you're not here. Through the silence I can see every road leads back to me. Gravity can't pull me down when your voice is all I found. I'm weightless, I'm infinite, caught inside your orbit. Burning constellations blazing through the night. Every spark between us setting hearts alight. We're a fire in the dark, never fading slow. In your arms I finally know. Burning constellations lighting up the air. Every
We're not broken, we're not small. We are endless after all. Every shadow disappears when the universe is near. Burning, burning, glowing true. Every star will point to you. Lost in endless elevation. In our burden, burning constellations.
Drifting in the dark, but the stars still know my name. Whispers of the dawn, calling out through all the pain. I've been chasing fate alive, through the shadows of the night. Questions hanging in the air, is there something for us there? If I fall, would you still see the spark I'm hiding underneath? Through the noise, through all the sorrow, can you hear echoes of tomorrow? We're more than just what broke us, more than scars and silent cries. There's fire in the moments where the heart refuses lies. If this is where we're standing, on the edge, about to fly, then hold on to the wonder. Let's rewrite the sky. We keep falling, rising through it all. Footsteps on an unseen road, carrying the weight we never told. But every heartbeat, every mile, leads us closer to the wild. Even storms can guide us home, even lost is not alone. If we're broken, we're not hollow. We are echoes of tomorrow. We're more than just what broke us, more than scars and silent cries. There's fire in the moments where the heart refuses lies. If this is where we're standing, on the edge, about to fly, then hold on to the wonder. Let's rewrite the sky. No, we won't fade into silence. There's a voice inside the fear. Every tear's a kind of violence that makes the vision clear. So listen through the sorrow. We are echoes of tomorrow. We are echoes of tomorrow. And we'll rise again. Thought I lost the fight inside, felt too fast, too far to hide. But even in the deepest shade, I saw colors start to blaze. Used to drown in what they said, painted storms inside my head. But I lit a spark they couldn't see, built a fire under me. Now every bruise becomes my base, every fall a staircase. I'm not broken, I'm not straight, I'm just burning through the gray. I won't fade, no turn. my voice behind a wall. Tried to shrink so I fit small, but the cracks became my stage.
Okie dokie. I'm back! That friend I was talking about that I played D&D with years ago, they're going to be in town, and they come into town tonight. And so she was trying to figure out dinner plans. So I was like, ooh, let me see what I can do with my husband real quick. Thanks! Yes, I think I'm going to have to log off a little bit earlier than planned. So let's see. His class starts at 4. So I need to leave here by 3. So I can go about another 45 minutes to an hour. So, doing my math, because I gotta pick my son up and take him to karate. And there's, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's 2 options. There's a 4 to 5 o'clock block, and then there's a 5:45 to 6:45 block. We normally do the 5:45 to 6:45, but I think tonight we're going to do the earlier one so that we can go to dinner with our friends. So, coordinating plans real quick and stuffing food in my face. I made a bowl of, like, ziti. It was delicious. Yeah, it should be fun. I haven't seen them because they live up in the panhandle of Florida. And it's about like a 6 or 7 hour drive, I think, for them. So I haven't seen them in quite a long time since they moved up there. So it'll be exciting. I think I saw them last time when she was pregnant with their son, who is like 7 now. Because I think one of the last 2 times they were in town, or the few times they were in town, it wound up being like the same weekend we were out of town. And so we just couldn't coordinate. So, I'm excited! Yay! Should be good. Yeah, I made a little bowl of ziti, and it was delicious. I've got these bags of, like, pre-cooked pasta. It's just, like, the rotini spiral pasta I got from, like, Sam's Club. And so I, like, threw some of that in a bowl, and then I scooped out some, like, you know, marinara sauce on it, and then threw on, like, a couple scoops of, like, ricotta with the seasoning, and a handful of mozzarella cheese, and nuked it all, and yum, 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 yum. Very tasty. Not as good, of course, as, like, if I had made the whole thing, you know, the whole tray of it and all that, but in a pinch, it was pretty stinking good. The dog is enjoying the last dredges of it in the bathroom. I do not keep her locked in the bathroom. I just put it in the bathroom because I figured she'd slop sauce everywhere. Because she's a mutt. She's a chocolate lab. But yeah. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back, Miss Mutt. Let's see if she'll put her face here. Come here. Here, Maeve. See if you can see Snoots. Not quite. Let's see. Come here. There's the Snoots. Good girl. That's the puppers. Yeah. I know. I gave you food. She's like, you gave me food, now give me more attention. Alright, you're good. She's about 2.5 years old. We got her when she was 12 weeks old. She was a little fluff ball from a rescue. And yeah, our son is her favorite person. When he's home, she follows him around. I'm the second favorite person in the house, and my husband exists. So it's pretty funny because if when my son leaves, she's sad for a moment. When I leave and my son leaves, she, like, my husband said she'll lay by the door and just cries. Like, my whole world has gone. He's like, what the heck am I? I'm just like, chopped liver? Come on. So, it's like, yeah, she's a big baby. She's sweet. Her name's Maeve. Maeve. We were driving to pick her up. We were driving to the event where they were having all the puppies or not puppies, but all the dogs that they had for this particular rescue. And basically the way it works is you show up, you sign up on a sheet, you wait in line, and then they start calling you. And as they call you, you go pick out whichever dog or dogs you wanted to kind of like interact with. And they're only out there for a couple hours on the weekends. So it's like a, first come, first serve sort of thing. And they had a litter. So they had 2 brindle puppies that I was looking at that I had my eyes on, but those were gone. We were like the 14th couple in line, or 14th family in line. Those were gone. So people had already taken those like out the gate. So then they had a litter of chocolate lab mixes. And there was her, and there was, I think, 4 others in the little pen area they had them. And she was the only one just kind of sitting there. We kind of stuck our hand in. She came moseying over. And we're like, all right, let's see if this one, works out. But while we were on the way, I think, to the event, we were listening to the radio, and they were talking about, or they were talking to this, I think she's a comedian, Maeve something. She's Irish, and she's on NPR a lot. So they were talking to her, and we were kind of joking about how we liked the name Maeve and how it'd be like a really good name for a dog. And then after we picked her out, we were kind of looking, we're like, I think it's a pretty fitting name for her. Yeah, let's do it. So we went with Maeve. Our little Maeve the Menace. Nah, she's a pretty good dog. She's a little bit, she does like to eat her brother's toys. Probably about once a week she eats a toy. But, like I said, she's only 2.5, so she's still learning. And she is getting better. It's only, oh shoot, I did this wrong. It's only once a week instead of every day. So we've definitely gotten better. Our son has also gotten better about not leaving his toys, like on the floor where she can eat them. Because we told him, like, look, you leave it where she can reach it, she's gonna go for it. And that's partially on you, buddy. And he's like, okay. So, yeah, he's gotten better about cleaning them up and at least keeping him out of her reach. Or putting the gates back up where his toys are. Wink. So, our dog we had before her, was Sophie. And that was the name she came with, Sofi. Like Sophie, or like sofa, but with an I. And she was a good dog. She was a boxer pit bull mix. She was a big girl. She was like 90 pounds. We got her when she was about 1.5 years. And we had her till she was about 12.5. So we had her, she lived a good life. But yeah, that was him and I, our first dog together, Miss Sophie. Do you have any pets, Robin? Rocky Robin? And to be clear, I like pretty much all animals. My husband, technically all 3 of us, but my husband is super allergic to cats. My son is mildly allergic to cats. I'm supposedly allergic to cats. I've done the allergy test and they flagged that I was allergic, but I mean, unless I'm snorkeling into them for like 2 days straight, I don't really feel it or notice it. You know, and even then it's just mild congestion. Oh, love it. And a cat named Milo and another one named Luna. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you got a little bit of everything. Mikey, Leo, and Roxy. I like it. Mikey, Leo, and almost another Ninja Turtle. That's fun. I keep asking for another dog. I know we shouldn't get another dog. I want another dog. I know we shouldn't get another dog because, like, right now we're waiting to see how things go, like, with my son's school, and of course I'm still looking for work. So it's like one of those things, like, I know we shouldn't get another dog right now, but I want one so bad. Or maybe like an octopus. Or my son currently is hyper obsessed with axolotls. So we keep talking about that. Whoa, Noxcat! Hey, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? What is going on? Were you streaming? I feel like I saw you streaming. Maybe? Maybe not. Oh, maybe that was yesterday. What are days? What are days anymore? But how are you doing? Welcome on in. I hope you're doing fantastic this Thursday. Sorry, counting some stitches. There we go. Let's see where we're at. Real quick check. We are at 159 stitches. Aiming for 204 today. I'll probably be going for about another hour, so got a little bit more time to go. Should reach that goal, no problem. And yeah, just kind of hanging out, taking it easy today. Then gonna do the karate and all that good stuff, and now impromptu dinner plans. Yay! Oh, 3. I get it. Just remember that you can never underestimate the ability for a company to not have their stuff together. So even though they said they'll email you today, it may be another week. If you're unlucky. Hopefully not. Hopefully they tell you, and hopefully fingers all the way crossed that you get it. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. And what I'll do is go back here. I'm getting short on this thread, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie it off here in a second. By tie it off, I mean just like, oh no, that's, darn it. Fine, I see how it is. You're gonna play like that today. These are all uneven. Drives me nuts. Alright, we'll just do that. Call it a day for that thread. Get out of here, thread. Boop. So I normally try to stop a little bit sooner, but I wasn't really paying attention. Alright. Yeah, so just kind of hanging out and I don't know where we're going to go to dinner, but that's exciting. Sounds good. Do you have any good recommendations? No. Where are you staying? It's a good question. It's a good start. Because Orlando's pretty big. I don't know if y'all know this. It's a decent sized city. Because that'll depend on a lot of things. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. Darn it. I made an oopsie. Look at this. Oh, no. I made a mistake. I have regrets. I thought I only had one and I had 2 threads. Alright, there's one. There's 2. Okay, we'll deal with that later. That's a future me problem. Should be fine. Alright, we're going back up. So, Robin, when are you streaming again next? Do you know? Oh, for a second I was like, oh no, did I not turn the music down? Gotcha. Nah, I get it. Well, I appreciate being here, hanging out. I know how it goes. We're starting the banner at the bottom, so it'll be where it says Dungeon Master across the bottom. Boop, boop. Dungeon Master. Yeah, so we've been on Tuesday nights I played Mothership, which is our horror sci-fi game. Before that we were playing, me and one of my Ms. Gloom, who comes in here sometimes, we were playing Brindlewood Bay, which is really fun. If you don't know about it, it's the system is carved by Brindlewood, and it's think kind of Scooby-Doo meets Murder, She Wrote vibes. So you play a group of older ladies who... Oh, that was supposed to be that, but that's fine. Who are living in this town, Brindlewood Bay, and there's a bunch of murders are happening, and you're part of a book club that like to read these like murder mystery novels, and so you take it upon yourselves to go like investigate these murders and figure out things. It's a lot of fun. It's kooky. But the mechanics are really fun because it's not like... Sorry, I'm counting as well. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let me turn off that. That's what threw me off. Show page breaks. I don't need page breaks. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So the mechanics are really cool because you basically go through, you collect a lot of clues. So you collect these clues, but the clues are like just generic enough. And there isn't a specific... 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more. Sorry. I can't count and think at the same time, obviously. So the clues aren't specific, and the way the mysteries are designed is that there's not a definitive outcome. So it's not like you go into the mystery as the person running it. I think they call it the storyteller, or the guide. It might be the guide. With the plan of like John did it, in the ballroom with the knife. It's not like that. The players collect a bunch of clues, and then at the end, the players and the GM use the clues, which are often they're specific but vague. So it'll be like a love note. But it doesn't say who it's from or who it's to. Or it might be like a love note that was found in a coat pocket. So it's specific, but they're also vague. So then the players get to work together with the GM, and you do what's called the theorize section, and you basically work together to come up with a theory using as many clues as you can. There's like a difficulty. So if the difficulty is 7, you start with a -7 to your die roll, which is 2d6. And for every clue you incorporate, you get a +1 to it. So if you incorporate 7 rolls, you're at a flat roll. If you do 8 clues, you get a +1 to your roll. And then it's basically just once you roll, you determine like whether or not you're correct, or something happens, or like flawless victory kind of thing. So it's really, really fun. It's very narrative and roleplay heavy. There's a lot of agency given to the players, which I love, because there's one of my favorite mechanics that I've been using is called Paint the Scene. And it lets players fill in and add kind of life into the world to kind of invest in it more, which is awesome. So it'll be like, oh, you're going to the mansion where, I don't know, George Washington lives. And it's been rumored that he's having trouble financially lately. What are indications that the rumors are true? And then each person gets to add something to the scene. It's like, okay, well, maybe one player says like the lawn hasn't been kept up. It's like the lawn is in somewhat of disrepair, and it isn't being maintained, or something to that effect. So it's really cool. But yeah, you have your skills. You've got a couple skills. There's, the mechanics are pretty solid. They're a little different if you haven't played like a very RP heavy game before. There's no real combat. There are more like challenges, but there's not really like I guess there could be combat if you tried hard enough. You make anything combat. Yeah. So that's a really, really fun game. So I've been using that mechanic in some of my games when I get to run them, even if I'm running like D&D or Cypher System or something like that. I've been sprinkling in the paint the scene mechanic because it's really cool. And then it also takes a little bit of the lift off of the GM to explain everything in painstaking detail, which I'm also a fan of, which is why I like Cypher System as well. The GM does not roll dice in Cypher System for the most part. I mean, every once in a while I might throw some on the side just to add something, but the Cypher System kind of core mechanics is everything's based off of a level, so 1 through 10, and that number then gets multiplied by 3 to determine the target number TN on the dice. So if it's a level 6 creature, 6 times 3 is 18, so you need an 18 or higher on your dice to hit them. and instead of adding to your dice rolls, you subtract or add, depending on if it's easier or harder, to the level of that creature or level of that task. So it takes a little bit of getting used to mentally doing the gymnastics. But they do that because there can be also like occasionally, not super often, but occasionally there can be stuff that gives you like a +1 to your dice roll or something to that effect. But what I love more about Cypher's system is the worlds. Numenera is like such a fun setting. If you look it up, it's like a sci-fi fantasy setting, and you're basically playing characters who are living in the like 9th era, the Numenera, 9th era of humankind, and you're kind of rediscovering all the tech that effectively looks like magic. So everything's kind of controlled by nanites and nanobots and stuff, but it looks like magic because some people can control it and some people can't. So it's really, really cool. They have a couple other settings. There's also the Strange is one of their settings, which is... how to describe the Strange? Think of every fandom and put it in a bubble. So you have like Star Wars, you have like Harry Potter, you have Lord of the Rings, you have Lego Universe, whatever, right? So all these little... drop my needle. There we go. All these fandoms or unique worlds have their own kind of space. And you can, I forget the term, but you can basically translate from your reality into these other ones. So you could go to like a cyberpunk, you could go to a fantasy, you could go to the world of Harry Potter, you could go to the world of Lord of the Rings, whatever it is. And you basically kind of just like appear in that world as you would, as if you belonged there. So real world you has a rifle and, you know, a hunting knife, combat boots, cargo pants, and a tank top, we'll say. Fantasy you has a longbow and a hunting knife and, you know, boots and pants and all that. You know, so you basically translate across. Again, I don't remember the exact terms. It's been a little while since I played that system, but it is a lot of fun. And the idea is that you are working for what's called the estate, trying to keep these worlds like separate, or trying to, sometimes items get taken sort of like across barriers and you have to go like retrieve them and return them, or just various, you know, missions. So it's really, really, really cool. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna go all the way down to 1. Okay. But that's another really cool one it's got a lot going on, and you can take it in a lot of different directions. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, so that should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. I can count to a potato. Yeah, so that's another like setting they have. They have predation, which is like dinosaurs and lasers. They have the Stars Are Fire isn't a setting so much as like a guide for running space opera type. But they've got a ton of different ones. There's Neon Rain, which is their cyberpunk sort of setting book. But yeah, it's fun. I really like it. And then they've got the kids version, which, again, big fan of gaming and kids playing games. And that's the No thank you evil. So instead of using a d20, it just uses a d6. So it simplifies there. But still uses a lot of the same sort of core concepts where the level is 1 through 6. I guess technically I think it's 1 through 8. And then you can do stuff to make the level easier. So the kids could spend points and things from their pool to make it, like a level 2 instead of a level 3 or whatever. And then they roll their d6. They meet or beat, and have fun. My son really likes No Thank You Evil. I have been getting him into Pico, which is your little bugs exploring the world. The concept is basically that humans are gone. You don't know where they went. You don't know why they're gone. You don't know how it happened or really even when it happened. And you don't care. You're just living in the world they left behind. And it's all about like building community and I think the tagline is something along the lines of like little bugs with little problems or something. And you're, like there's a cat, and it's like one of the sessions I ran. There was a cat that had been playing with the faucet to the great water. So it accidentally turned it off. So they had to go and like scare the cat away and then turn the water back on. So just stuff like that. It's really, really fun. But you get to build a bug. My son, I helped him create he wanted a cricket type character that played bug ball, which we decided was the equivalent of like their soccer. And that was kind of the concept he gave me, and we built around it. So all right, after this, let's see where we're at. Chickadee check check. We will be at da 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 198. So 198, and I'm aiming for 204. I'm gonna go for at least another like 40 minutes or so, probably. I guess pretty close to 3 o'clock. And then, yeah, so we're aiming for 204, and we're gonna smash that goal, and that'll keep us on track for finishing this by, what did I say, July 14th. I remember days. I remember days. Days are remembered. I gotta bug my husband about ordering that thing. I don't think he ordered it. Yes. Ugh, go away. The Rosen that the con is at. We don't necessarily need to go to the hotel first either. Okay. Alrighty. That was those two. Boop, 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 boop. Check. Now, do you also, I don't know if you're into like, excuse me, reading at all, but I do have up here listed, I'm currently reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, and I recently finished Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And then I also do a lot of audiobooks, so I'm doing Paladin Strength by T. Kingfisher, and recently finished Paladin's Grace. I really, really enjoy T. Kingfisher's work. I think... So Iron Flame, Paladin Strength, and Paladin's Grace are all fantasy. Cinder is a fairy tale retelling that's sci-fi. Sci-fi flavor. So I'm waiting for the... that's one of my sort of challenges I have right now with myself is I put in the request to the library to get Scarlet, which is the next book after Cinder. But I don't know when it's going to come. So I'm trying to get through Iron Flame, ideally before it comes. And yeah. I'm also in just a little book club with some friends, so we do that. I have done that before. There's been a few books that I was listening to, and I'm like, oh, it's such a good book. And then I was listening to them in the car and promptly fell asleep and missed, 45 minutes of the book. And I'm like, well, I'm going to assume it was good. Three, and then a 4. Yeah, I find audiobooks are really good for, cross-stitching for me. They're the right level of, concentration to pair with this because, this doesn't require, super deep concentration, and the audiobook doesn't, so between the two of them, it, works out really, really well. Although I do sometimes find myself just sitting here, yeah? Oh, that's what, oh no! Listening in, and, and then I realize I'm not stitching, I'm like, hey, get back to work. Alright, let's see. I'm actually going to do these two also while I'm here. But yeah, the audiobooks has been a newer thing. I used to not be able to do audiobooks. I was not an Audible learner so much, but the last couple years I've started doing a lot more audiobooks and gotten a lot better at processing the information. I also should be noted, I have ADHD, so sometimes I totally zone out and forget what I'm even doing, but that is not specific to just... Sorry, something just thumped really loud in my house. Or outside. I don't know. Last week... I think it was last week. Or no, it was earlier this week? Might have been Monday even. There was that earthquake down by Cuba. The 6.1 magnitude earthquake. And I actually felt... I'm here near Orlando, and people all across Florida mentioned feeling it. And I was like, yep, not a fan of earthquakes. We felt it a little bit here, and it was weird. Not a fan. We had so we've been in our house about 12 years, and I think it was about probably 7 or 8 years ago. There's a big tree, the back corner of our property that backs up. There's a road that runs right behind our house, and a huge trunk of the tree broke and fell. And it reminds me of that when that happened, the earthquake, because it was very similar. There was a lot of shaking, but it was no big boom. like when the tree fell. And it was a little bit more swaying than shaking, if that makes sense. Like a little bit more side to side than like up and down. So I was like, what is happening? And I texted 2 of my neighbors. I'm like, did you feel that? And they're both like, no. I was like, oh, what just happened? That was weird. I don't like it. What do you typically read or listen to? Like, do you have a preferred genre or anything? I tend to go for, I like fantasy. I'm not super into the romantic-y stuff, but I like fantasy. I also really like sci-fi. I like horror, thrillers, suspense. All good. Not so much into romance or humor. The book club I'm in, it's just me and a handful of friends. We get together. We were for a while getting together every month, but we've been slacking. This latest round of books we did 2 picks per person. So we each usually pick 1 book, and then everybody reads the book, we get together, and then the next person picks the next book, and we all read that and get together. So it's pretty lax. But the last round, we actually did 2 picks, and we did a YA novel, something kind of lighter, and a novella. And we're actually getting together next weekend to go over the last 2 books in that rotation, which are completely escaping my brains at the moment, because I read them back in January. We've had to reschedule a couple times. A couple people got sick and unexpected things, life. Okay. Oh, nice. Cool. Oh. Step. I do like Her Lovely Knight, her Pretty Knight, Her Lovely Champion, and Her Blushing Protector, I think. There's 3 books in the series, or in the series, I guess you could say. Those are really good. If you like fantasy with a little bit of romantasy, LGBT, they're sapphic novels. They're the Sapphic Lady Knights novels. I really enjoyed those. They're kind of right at that nice level of just a little bit of spice. I don't mind. I just don't care to read a book about 2 people just going at it, Oh, I know one of them is like Her Pretty Knight, Knight. But if you look up the Sapphic Lady Knights books, here, let me see really quick. Sapphic Lady. So it's Her Pretty Knight, Her Lovely Champion, and Her Blushing Hero are the 3. And it's the Sapphic Lady Knights books. There's 3 of them. Those are really good. They all take place in the same, and they're by Mariah Ray Birch. I really enjoyed those. They take place in the same world, and there's like a little bit of like this cool magic system going on, and yeah, I was a fan. I liked them. I was like, yes, they are, but I forget that everybody has different libraries. They were in our library on, I think they were on Hoopla for us. I'm trying to remember now if I did Hoopla or Libby for those ones. But I definitely got them the audiobooks for those. And they weren't terribly long. I think they were in like the 8 or 10 hour range. So they're not, you know, like going to drone on and on and on. Really liked those 3. I also really enjoyed what was it not that one. Let me see, my books read. What was that one called that I really enjoyed? I've been chewing through a ton, so Nope. No Shelter But the Stars. I have a bunch with stars in the title. I was like, I know it has stars. No Shelter But the Stars was kind of a sci-fi sapphic. Very good. Yeah, I've been branching out a little, trying. So the Rebecca Yarros one, I finished the first one a little while ago, and I was like, all right, I enjoyed the story, even with the, you know, the sexy scenes. I was like, you know, I can do without those. I don't really care for them, but yes. You have to keep me posted on how much you like it, if you hate it. No, just because I'm curious. A Nest of Magic was also really cute. That one by Kate Mosman. Let's see what it says in just the little description real quick to see if it... Okay, yeah, I don't want to give away any spoilers on that one if you ever go for it, but A Nest of Magic by Kate Mosman was really cute. Yeah. It's almost in the cozy. I think it's technically in the cozy genre. So, cozy fantasy. Which I also like occasionally a cozy book. Yay! No worry. Welcome back, Mrs. Reef. Oh, listen, my to be read list is absurd. Physical and digital. So, Miss Reef, how are you? How was the park with the kiddos? Hopefully you all stay hydrated. Speaking of, I should drink some beverage. I've got Coke right now, but I also have water. Yeah, I'll be up for about another 30 minutes or so. And then I gotta go. We're shuffling our plans around. Oh no, not the sunburn. I am painfully aware of sunburn, especially when you're like, we're only gonna be there for an hour. I'm a redhead. My son's a redhead. Yeah. There's no hope for us. No hope. Oh yeah. We don't get high winds here. We don't get any winds here. We're in the middle of state. Garbage. I guess we do get winds when there's a hurricane, but, you know. Yeah, welcome in. I hope the park, other than the possible sunward, was good. Oh, wow, yeah. By the way, my son has been watching that Mark Rober Crunch... Was it Crunch Labs? Is what he has been watching. Because I know we were talking about that. Good, yes, but also it has brought up a very interesting side of him where I'll say, hey, would you like chicken nuggets or a quesadilla for dinner? And he goes, please hold on. I have to make some calculations. I'm like, are you serious right now? What do you want for dinner? Like, seriously, kid. You're 5. What calculations are you making? Yeah. So that is what we're currently contending with all the time. And he does this thing where he puts his hands on side and does like this to the sides of his like temples, like he's thinking. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you're so weird. I love you. I love how weird you are. Never be unweird. Yeah, he's a character. Hold on, I have to do some calculations. What are you calculating, sir? They're both going to take about the same amount of time, and you're not cooking them. How did your, Minecraft thing go? Did the kids all have a good time and get to blow each other's beds up? That sounds so weird. But, yeah. Oh no. Just from them being, oh no, loud and having to sit on the bed. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah. Ugh. At least it was only 15 kids. But yeah, that's a long Zoom call. I know when in 2020 when everything was happening, I had a couple of the days I was in Zoom calls like 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m. And it was quite hectic. I was working at Optum doing I did documentation for the call agents that you call in and ask questions about like your healthcare and stuff. So I did a lot of stuff for that, but we were trying to build out basically like emergency procedure documentations because it was for mental health. And they were, at the time, they were closing down some of the, they're basically relocating some of the inpatient stuff to other facilities and converting temporarily mental health facilities into units for care. And, so we were writing up documentation that the call agents on the phone could use to kind of answer questions that might come in about that. Like, where am I going? Why am I going here? Will this be covered by my insurance? Just stuff like that. And of course, if you don't know, pretty much every state has their own regulation for a lot of stuff at that level. So we were having to write one document that covered 50 states, and in some instances, like California and Louisiana, Louisiana has the parishes, but California, like counties even, have differences. So we're having to like break it down, and we're having to make it as logical as possible. Exactly. Yeah. So it was a lot of that. 1, 2. Oh, I gotta go one more. That's why. Like, this isn't matching. Yeah, it was a lot of trying to write it out so that the agents could answer the phone calls coming in. And then because it's healthcare and there's all like the HIPAA and all that regulation around it, you know, that adds an extra layer of making sure that we're meeting everybody's everything. So, but yeah, I think there was at least 1 week early on, I want to say in like mid to late March, where I was on the phone in Zoom calls every day from about 8:30 a.m. until probably like 5 or 6 p.m. Pretty much straight with very few breaks. And I was heavily pregnant. Not heavily, but I was pregnant at the time. Yeah. Towards the end, yeah, that's right. Ugh. And Zoom burnout, so real. Come here, you. Almost done with this thread. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, are we dropping out here? Are we crashing out? Are you okay there? Yeah, my thing's okay. My OBS just did something weird and I was like, uh-oh, is everything crashing out over there? Not yet. Alright, we're good. And this puts us at 249 stitches. Whoop, whoop. For today. So we've reached our goal of 204. And it is 2:38. I'm probably going to go about another 20 minutes. Oh no, this is all sorts of twisted, and there we are. You got any fun weekend plans coming up, Mrs. Reef? Or Rocky Robin? Hopefully, Rocky Robin, if you got the call about the job, you're not starting like this weekend. And you have a couple days to celebrate and relax before you jump into it. Spokane. That sounds fun. Yeah, we got something every weekend, it feels like. This weekend is the anime festival. Tomorrow we're doing the pool. And then Sunday is Father's Day. And then next weekend we have... What are we doing next weekend? I feel like we... Oh, Saturday is my son's belt. My son's belt ceremony. Whether or not we will be attending is still up in the air. Put up a sign I was talking about. Hmm. Ooh, 10 hours. And yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mystery. I was like, I would go with both. But if you're only going to do one, I would do email over phone number. But that's probably just because I'm paranoid and don't want people messing with my phone. But yeah, both I think would be fine. You may need to double check with your library as well about putting up something like that. Sometimes they can be a little weird about it. I know ours is you have to have like certain permission, and it usually takes a few days. Like it's not like you walk up and just pop it on the board. At least at my local branch, unfortunately, which is dumb, but. Oh, that's a good idea, Mrs. Reef. I hadn't even thought of doing that. I have one of the. Well, I had one of those. I don't know if I still do. I had one of those for a while. See, Miss Reef here with all the good info and tips. Oh, that makes sense. Checks out. Yeah. Oh no. Phones again. I'm excited for you, Rocky. I hope somebody like responds and you get a group going, because that would be awesome for you. And even if the first group is horrible and butts, maybe at least one or two of them are gems. And you make new friends, and you can, form a different group with, just start, like Pokemon, acquiring friends. You gotta catch them all. That's what we do with our friend group. There was like, 4 of us? Me, my husband, my friend Bethany, and her husband Tony. And now there's like 11 of us. Ow. Because we just like slowly acquire people and we're like, hey, would you like to come hang out with us? You seem cool. Of course, our one friend Adam just kind of started creeping on Bethany at work and was like, I see you have a bowl of candy. Let me eat some of your candy. And then he became one of our friends, and his wife has come along and joined the fold as well. He's actually the one playing the Dampier bard. And she's playing the ranger. A fairy ranger? I think a fairy ranger? Either a fairy or a pixie. But yeah, we have acquired people. Like I said, we give them the test before we let them like fully join the campaign. We let them play a session or two. We just give them like, hey, what kind of character would you be interested in? You know, melee or range? Do you want magic or no magic? Weapons? That kind of thing. And just build them kind of a throwaway character that they can hop in and play with for a session or two to get, you know, vibe check. And if they pass the test, then we're like, all right, you're cool. Would you like to join? Here's the password. We teach them the handshake, you know, all that good stuff. The eye wink. Gotta have the winks. Wink, wink. Best way. Well, we started doing that after we had a group, and there was a guy I knew from another friend group who was into D&D. And I was like, he seems cool. So we had we started a campaign and invited him to play and everything. And he was terrible. Not like yeah, he was a terrible player. I can't even say he wasn't a terrible player. He was just that very typical guy mentality that, like, you know, my female friend was running the game. And, you know, he would constantly argue with her about the rules and be like, well, you don't actually know the rules, you know, and insinuating that because she's a girl, you know, she's not as good at DMing kind of thing. Never outright said it, but heavily insinuated it. Also, he was playing a rogue that just, like, did a whole bunch of, like, super shady stuff that got the group in trouble all the time. And we're like, look, we're tired of, like, bailing your butt out. You know, like, you have caused us so much grief. So we finally booted him from the group. Plus, he just wanted to play, you know, he wanted to min-max and he wanted to just do combat, basically. And we're like, no, we're here for, like, the role play. Like, we want to do it all. A little bit of combat, a little bit of role play, a little bit of chaos. But, yeah, he mansplained so hard. It was awful. So, yeah, we had to boot him. And then we had another guy that we had to boot, mostly just because he was unreliable. He would always be late, and then, or not show at all, and he wouldn't level up his character. They are if they have zero other motivation. Yeah, definitely. Like, if you're just here for the fights, cool, I guess. But also, like, what is the point? You could just go play Super Smash Brothers. Excuse me. It was more his deception to the party, I think, that really irritated us more than anything. Because he would, you know, because obviously he's not really doing a lot of it, quote unquote, in secret to the players. But to the characters, we have no idea what he's doing. But he would constantly, like, sneak away from the group, which he was the only rogue, so he had hide sneak. And he would, like, cause mischief and chaos. Like, he would steal stuff, and then when confronted about it, he would lie about it. And because he had high deception, he would get away with his lies, basically. You know, we're trying to find this thing so that we can help these people. Do you have it? And he'd be like, no. You know, last they said it was here. And as players, we're all like, come on, dude. Like, we're all on the same side. Why are you doing this? You know, we're supposed to be working together. And you're making it very difficult for the together part. So, between that and between him kind of jumping on her case about how she didn't know the rules, or, you know, just giving her a hard time about her GMing style not being up to snuff, we're like, yeah, goodbye. Thankfully, he wasn't like a good friend or anything. It was just, you know, like an acquaintance from another group of friends I had. Yeah, the other guy just was like horribly unreliable, didn't know how to play his character, was never, like, when he was at the table, he was never paying attention. He was always, like, on his phone or, you know, puttering on his computer and stuff, and he'd be like, oh, it's my turn again. You know, and he was supposed to be the healer, so he'd be like, I'm gonna go attack this guy. You know, mind you, he's the healer, and our main tank person is at, like, 1 hit point, laying on the ground right next to him kind of thing. And he's like walks away from them to like do damage. And we're like, okay. Cool story, bro. So, yeah. So now we do the, yeah. When we did the programming, we limited some of that stuff as well. I had, oh gosh, bless their little hearts. I had these 3 students that were really, really into the D&D idea. Like, they really, really wanted to play. They were the only ones in my program. And they were like 13 years old. And one of them, super sweet, super nice, super smart, but just, I'm pretty sure he had ADHD, couldn't contain himself. It was too much for him. There were times where we would be playing, and because our program, the way we ran I ran my program, it was open door. You know, generally the rule was, okay, you're acting up today, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave today, but you're welcome back tomorrow. You know, unless you become a problem. Or there was one kid who like threw a box of crayons across the room. Like, that's a hazard. So he had to be booted. But for the most part, it's like, you know, it's not working today. You're having an off day. I'm sorry. You know, have a nice afternoon. I will see you tomorrow. You're always welcome back. So this kid, I don't remember what he was doing this particular day, but I finally was like, all right, you're not listening. You know, I'm going to take over your character sheet for the last little bit of this game. And then, you know, we'll continue tomorrow. So I took it. And of course he's like, but miss, I was going to listen. I didn't, blah, blah, you know, carry on. I'm like, look, same rule as always. Today's not your day. I'm sorry. You know, we'll go cool down and I'll see you back tomorrow. And he was having a hard time, whatever. And he went and stood outside the door. And the door was closed. It had one of those like little square windows. And he just stood there staring inside the door, crying for the rest of the program. And I was like, can you please stop? Like, you're breaking my heart, kid. I was like, my dude, why? He just stood there. I'm like, I can't. Like, you've had too many warnings. He was like, I know. And he came back the next day, and I'm like, you know why I kicked you out? And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was having a bad day. I'm like, it's okay. Thank you for coming back. You know, let's have a good day. But, oh my goodness. I had the one kid, jeez. They, so they were learning the game. Sorry, I'm also counting. And if you, okay, so you can do lethal or non-lethal damage, right? You can use your weapon, or you can use your weapon, like the side of it, you know, instead, and just like knock somebody out. So they're in this thing. They've come across these little goblin guys, and there's like 5 or 6 of them. They take them all out, and there's like one left. And he's like, I want to do non-lethal damage. I think he was playing just a straight up fighter. But he's like, I want to do non-lethal damage with my axe to knock him out. I was like, all right, go and roll. He rolled a crit. It's like, okay, fine. Still non-lethal. You knock him out. You tie him up, whatever you want to. Because they wanted to be able to ask him questions like, why are you here? Blah, blah, blah. So he wakes up and they're questioning him and he's getting sassy, right? And so he's like, I'm going to hit him and knock him back out again because he's being rude and this is unacceptable. And I was like, all right, go ahead and roll. So he rolled and he rolled a crit again. And I'm like, well, you did say it's technically like non-lethal. You're just knocking him out. So that's fine. So he does it. And, you know, they wait the like 1d6 hours where he wakes back up and they start having conversation and he grabs a knife. The little goblin tries to grab a knife and he's like, you know, come at me. You know, I'm going to get away. Blah, blah, blah. You know, trying to be all bold and stuff. And he's like, I'm going to hit him. And I was like, okay, listen, I'm going to level with you here. You've knocked this guy unconscious twice with criticals. He is sitting at 1 hit point. You have 2 options. Your options are you hit him with your hand. You just basically slap him. He falls unconscious again because he's at 1 hit point. Or you can hit him with your axe. But if you do more than, it was like 4 points of damage or something really low. Like if you do more than that, you are going to kill him because he has already been knocked out twice with critical damage. He's like, okay. I'm like, so what would you like to do? He's like, I want to use my axe. I'm like, I'm going to reiterate this again. I don't know if you heard me. Hand, 1 point damage. He go back to sleep. He wake up in some hours. Axe, high potential of killing. And he's like, okay, I'm going to use my axe. And his two friends that were playing are just looking at him like he's got 3 heads. And they're like, are you serious? Like, I'm like, look, he gets to make the choice for his characters. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to use my axe. I'm like, okay, if you roll higher than like a 3 on that dice, you are killing him. Just, you know the stakes. So he rolls. Of course, he rolls like a 6 on the dice. I'm like, all right, you have inadvertently killed him. You know, he's dead. And he's like, oh no. His friend, and this freaking killed me. His friend looks at me. He's like, he had a family. He had a wife and kids, and you just killed him. And the kid that swung the axe just starts crying. And I'm like, guys, no, stop. How did this get so derailed? And so he's like sobbing that he killed their little goblin friend. The other one is giving him a hard time. Like, now his kids are going to grow up without their father. Like, look what you've done, you homewrecker. I'm like, can you stop? Oh my gosh. So you can give them all the warnings in the world and they still might not listen. Yeah. I was trying so hard not to die laughing. Especially when his friend just like slams his hand on the table. It's like, he had a family. I was like, man, you guys are ridiculous. He came back 2 days later and was like, hey, miss. My birthday's in 2 days. Can our goblin friend, can we like retroactively make him alive again for my birthday? And I was like, dude, no. You have moved on from that space. Tweens and old people, yeah. He had a family. Oh man, they were wild. Alright, I gotta wrap up here in just a minute. There. Alright, so that puts us at 304 stitches. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's 100 stitches over the goal. Alright, I'll put this here. Move this up so you can kind of see it so far. You can kind of see. These are the books here. And then you can sort of start seeing the dungeon. It's going to say Dungeon Master across the bottom. Yeah. It was... My favorite one was one of the first sessions we played. Their characters are coming along the road. They're escorting a caravan. And, you know, I didn't say they were bandits. that stepped out from the woods, but I made it very clear they were not official, basically. I describe them like they're wearing like mismatched gear. They've got crossbows. You've got 2 of them. And they say, like that you have to pay the toll for the road kind of thing. And the players all kind of look at you and they're like, well, how much is the toll? And I made something kind of ridiculous, like 10 gold, which for a level 1 character is a lot. A level 1, like, first session is a lot. And they're like, okay, hold on 1 second, sir. Please hold. And they, like, lean in and they're like, okay, I've got 3, and I've got 3, and I've got 2. And they're like, okay, so we're a little bit short. And so I'm like, okay, well, the caravan merchant is going to chime in. He's like, hey, I'll put in 5 if you'll put in the other 5, because you are escorting me. And they're like, perfect, we can do that. We can do 5. So between the 3 of them, they get their, cobble their money together with the merchant, pay the very surprised bandits that were expecting a fight and or, something. And then the bandits let them through. And they're like, okay, you know what? You paid the toll. Like, we're not going to cause trouble. So in the story, they get a little bit further down the road. They're on the way to the city and they're almost there. And one of the players, he's like, oh my gosh, we should have killed them. They were bandits. Oh, now we're not going to get the experience for that. I'm like, whoa. Okay, first of all, you get experience for overcoming challenges, whether that be through non-violent means, diplomacy, tricking people, deception, or violence. You still get the experience. So you will get the experience for overcoming the challenge of getting past the bandits. And they're like, oh, phew. Wait, so we could just like trick them? We could I'm like, you guys can do whatever, because again, this was like their first session. They'd never played before. So they were really into it after that, because they were like, we can do whatever we want and like still get experience. And as a bonus, when they got to the town, they actually got paid double, because the merchant was thankful that like they didn't get into a fight, there wasn't like a mess, there wasn't anything that got, they didn't have to clean up, that kind of thing. So I actually, originally they were going to get like, I don't know, 3 gold a piece. I gave them like 7 gold a piece or something, like doubled it. And they were just like, we got extra money, sweet, they were so excited. This is like, guys, I love you. You're so cute. So, all right, with that, it is 3:03. So I'm going to go ahead and get wrapped up so that I can go acquire the child for his karate. Let me see if somebody is alive at the moment. Please hold. Let's see who we got. Oh, magic gem's up. Let's see what Magic Jim's working on. Looks like they are playing... What is this? I don't know what game this is. They're fishing. Let's see. Teddy's Haven. There it is. I was like, where did they move that to? Teddy's Haven is what she or them are playing. So let's go ahead and figure out how to do that again. But thank you guys so much. Rocky, I hope you hear back soon. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and chatting and having an awesome afternoon with me. Oh, hang on. How do I search? Magic. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm 100 years old trying to do this. There. All right, so we're gonna go hang out. We're gonna visit Magic Gem, so make sure you say hi, show some love to them like you guys have shown me today, and I will catch you all later. I won't be back tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday, so next time I might be back would be Monday. But if I'm around and able to hop on, if you guys are streaming, I'll pop in and say hi. So have a fantastic evening and a great weekend. Bye. Bye, everybody.